Hey, how's it going, guys? Today, let's jump back into some relationship advice. Let's go. I, female 20, found nudes on my boyfriend's 23 male's phone. What now? Last night, I, female 20, went through my boyfriend, male 23's phone while he was sleeping because my intuition was telling me that something was up. I went through almost everything and it came up clean, but then I found this folder labeled shh in his Google Drive. I clicked it and a bunch of other folders came up. Each folder had a girl's full name on there and contained their nudes. Worst of all, there was a folder labeled with my name. I went through them all and even found some pictures of him and a girl in his car after they did the deed. This isn't the first time he's done stuff behind my back. He was talking to some other girl in Florida when we were exclusively talking. He was even going over there to meet up with her until I found out about everything. He kept saying I shouldn't have looked through his phone. He just wanted to make some out-of-state friends and they were nothing else but friends. Ever since then, I've been on the edge with this guy. But after finding those folders, I don't know what to think anymore. I'm hurt, confused, and lost. I don't even know what to do. Please help. Okay, an edit here, but he's clearly cheating on you. Why the hell is this guy having Google Drives of folders full of nudes? If you had an old phone, right, that you just so happen to have from like a previous relationship or something, and you just threw it in a drawer, and oh, I forgot there was nudes on it. My mistake. You know, it's one thing to accidentally have nudes that you forgot about from a previous relationship or something. But this guy had folders full of nudes from other girls, and even you found a folder of yourself. Like in my mind, I would be thinking like, okay, is he collecting these? Like, is he thinking about these other pictures when we're like having an intimate session or something? And even worse, like, is he showing these pictures to people? I don't know. My mind would be like racing 1,000 miles per hour. Plus, you said at the beginning that this isn't the first time he's done stuff behind your back. So honestly, he doesn't sound like a good guy. Edits. Hi everyone, thank you for your inputs. I deleted all the pictures and made sure they were completely gone when I saw them the first time. I confronted him about it this morning and yeah, I'm running for the hills. He had the audacity to say that it was normal for guys to have pictures like that. He also told me that his uncles and cousins do it too. So why shouldn't he? I was beyond shocked. Like, excuse me? What the actual fuck? It's normal for guys to disrespect people like that? I don't think so. I may be young, dumb, and inexperienced, but that response was diabolical. Thanks for helping me dodge this missile, Reddit. Too many red flags, too many weird situations. His uncles and cousins are showing you nudes of their relationships, so yeah, most definitely this guy's also showing the same photos of you and other girls. I would say like my mind also went to like, okay, report him to the police, but I honestly don't think the police are going to do anything about this. But either way, you did the best you could. You deleted all the photos, and I'm assuming you also meant like all the other girls' photos too. So good on you for doing that. You just saved those other girls from potential blackmail. I, 32 female, just wanted my boyfriend, 34 male, to make me feel loved and proud of me. Did I make a mistake? I, 32 female, have been with my boyfriend, 34 male, for the past 3.5 years. We have been living together for the past 2 years, and it's been a roller coaster throughout. I have been going to the gym more and trying to eat healthy, which is something he had expressed that he wanted. I have been enjoying it and really proud of my accomplishments, but it seems like every time I'm excited to tell him about something I accomplished, he brushes it off like it's no big deal, and even said he doesn't like feeling forced to essentially compliment me. But whenever he comes home from the gym, he looks at himself in the mirror for quite a while and says, "Impressive, right?" Tonight I tried to tell him that it didn't make sense to me that he looks for the same validation that I do, but expects me to give it to him and won't give me. His response was that I need to be my own person. I really just wanted him to acknowledge all the hard work I've been putting in and make me feel loved and beautiful. He hasn't made me feel that in quite some time. Did I make a mistake by reaching out for a compliment? I didn't think it was too much to ask for. Does it come across as me being too needy? Well, no, obviously not. And okay, it's like one thing to like push your partner into like fitness and exercise and eating healthy, which is good. Like you're just asking for like an I love you or hey, you look beautiful today. A very like small gesture, but coming from somebody you love, it means a lot. The way you wrote this story, he sounds very controlling. You said yourself this was like a roller coaster of emotions. Like he said he wanted you to be your own person, but I have a feeling that if you actually do try to be your own person and you branch out and you like make friends and you start going out without him, that he'll want to keep you on a shorter leash. It feels like controlling. Feels like he's just beating you down to make himself look better. So yeah, it could be a lot of different things. Maybe he's always been this way and you're just now figuring it out. Or maybe the attraction, the love was there in the beginning, but it's faded so much. It's only been 3 years. So I don't know, maybe that's leaning me towards like maybe he really didn't care about you that much. I'm just trying to like make sense of a lot of things in this story because it is such a short one that this is all I have to work with. Be your own person without him. Yeah, exactly. And if like the love or the affection has faded, it can be worked on. Like if you guys sit down, talk about this, you express your feelings that like, hey, you know, I'm putting in all this stuff that you wanted. All I want is just some, you know, just small validation. And if it can't be fixed by just sitting and talking, then I would just say it's time to move on. I, 27 female, screamed at my husband, 28 male, over his hobbies, and now he's changed and I don't know how to fix this. Hey everyone, I need some advice about the situation with my husband. I'm 27 female, he's 28 male, and we've been married for 4 years. He has a room where he's kept all of his hobbies: sim racing, aviation setups, soccer and Nallis tools, Lego sets, music production equipment. Basically, it's his sanctuary. He's super analytical and loves writing down and discussing things, from sports to politics. He's slightly on the spectrum and is very introverted, so he doesn't have close friends. I'm really the only person he shares everything with. He's always inviting me into his space to be a part of his interest. I love him and appreciate that he wants to include me, but sometimes I just need time for myself. Recently, I snapped. I yelled at him saying hurtful things that I didn't mean, like how his interests bore me, that he needs to get a social life, and even questioned why I married him. Wow. I regret every word, but my anger got the best of me, and I couldn't control it in that moment. Since then, he's completely changed. He stopped spending time in his room, moved to sleeping on the couch, and barely talks to me. He even ignored our usual tradition of watching our home nation soccer team play, something he never skipped before. Instead, he was working on his laptop, breaking our no work at home rule. When I asked him about it, he said he didn't care about the game and mentioned that maybe he should be more like his father, who is a workaholic and whom my husband idolizes. He even added, I don't blame him for divorcing at that age now. I've apologized multiple times, but he just says, it's okay, maybe you're right, and shuts down any attempts I make to talk about his interest. I'm terrified he's considering divorce. I know I messed up, but I don't know how to rebuild trust and make him feel valid and loved again. I don't want to lose him, but I'm unsure how to approach this and make amends. Any advice? Well, I guess it's fine for you to express that you don't exactly like the things that he likes, and it's okay for everyone to have like different interests. I'm not saying you lashing out is the right thing to do, but if you would have just expressed like, hey, I don't really like your interests, they're not fun to me, they bore me, say it really nicely and just say like, hey, I'm glad you include me on this stuff, but honestly, like, I like my own time, I like my own alone time. And that's fine too. The only issue is how you went about doing it. Questioning why you married him is a really awful thing to sling at someone regardless of anger or honesty. You can talk out what you regret saying, but him pulling away is understandable. Yeah, I mean, you saying like, hey, why did I even marry you? That seems like an overreaction, and it could have just been like, oh, your mind went ahead of your mouth and you just blurted out like the next thing you thought of. And yeah, I just think it was like poor choice of words. Like if you're expecting him to like make amends like right away, that's just not gonna happen. These things take time. Like you heard him like on a deep personal level, like you attacked his interests, you attacked his safe space, and maybe he'll forgive you, maybe he won't, but time will tell. All I gotta say is you gotta work on it, keep apologizing, keep reassuring him that yes, you do love him. It was just like a stupid like heat of the moment argument and you just said whatever was on your mind. It's just gonna take time. 26 male, 3 years with fiance 24 female. She's got me paying for her entire family. Is this getting out of hand? I'm 26, earning a high salary that puts me in a completely different financial bracket than my fiance, who is 24. We've been together for 3 years and engaged for a few months, but her constant financial demands is really testing my limits. A few days ago, her cousin had a medical emergency and needed a large sum for hospital bills. It was a significant amount, one I couldn't ignore. I told my fiance that I simply couldn't pay it. She went off on me, calling me selfish and saying that if I truly loved her, I'd help her family. Her mom even sent me a text saying I was wrong for not stepping up. And it didn't end there. Just a few days later, her uncle, who I'd never even met, reached out and asked me for a loan to fund a business idea. He made it sound urgent, and of course, my fiance was right there, nodding like it was no big deal. I said no, and once again my fiance guilt-tripped me saying, "This is how my family survives, why can't you just help?" It's a pattern now, whether it's paying for vacations, covering hospital bills, or funding business ventures. I'm always expected to foot the bill. I'm starting to feel like I'm just a walking ATM, not a partner. Yeah, no, this is fucked up. I definitely agree with you, man. Like, they're treating you like you're their own personal piggy bank. So you guys been together for like 3 years, and were you already in this financial bracket before you started dating? Don't you think like maybe she got with you? I'm just saying, maybe she got with you because she knew you had a lot of money. From this story, that's what it kind of seems like. And this is like nothing new. There's many stories of like partners who make a lot of money, and their significant other or family just reaches out for loans, reaches out for money, wanting handouts, wanting all this shit. All I gotta say is good on you. You said no. Now you gotta stand. You gotta put your foot down. Because what are you gonna do when you don't have money? What if you get sick? What if you lose your job? Then what do you think's gonna happen? Do you think she's gonna stay? I mean, I don't like calling people gold diggers, but based on this story, you need to stand your ground and stop being the ATM for her family. If her family bills are that big of a concern for her, she can start giving her own money. Well, okay, well, let's just assume she has a job. I didn't read that in the story, but okay, yeah, she has her own job. Why isn't she helping out? Or, why isn't she saying like, hey, I'm gonna put this amount. Can you please help me and cover the rest? I understand you make way more than I do, but I want to be fair. I want to put in my own money. Can you please help me out? And this is your fiance. Like, do you really want to marry into this family? Because this is a sneak peek of what life is gonna be like. And honestly, if I was in your situation, I don't think I would want to stick around. Me, 26 male, girlfriend 24 female, slapped me last night over an argument, and I think our relationship is over. How do we move forward? My girlfriend slapped me last night after an argument, and I think our relationship is over. Last night, my girlfriend and I went out for drinks, and we both got pretty drunk. When we got back home, everything seemed fine. We had sex, and we were enjoying ourselves. Then while she was in the bathroom afterward, water somehow ended up all over the counter, soaking all of her things. She immediately blamed me for spilling a nearby pitcher of water. Honestly, I don't think I spilt it, but I was drunk, so I couldn't say for sure. I denied it, which led to an argument that escalated quickly. At some point, I said something, I don't even remember what, and she slapped me. That was it from me. I told her we were done, and she packed her things and left. A little while later, she came back crying and apologizing, saying she was so sorry that she crossed the line and she shouldn't have. I was still upset. Physical violence is a boundary I'd never cross, and seeing her do it was a major red flag. She ended up staying the night, but I slept on the couch while she slept in my bed. This morning she tried to make amends by getting me coffee and apologizing repeatedly. She said she's not been herself lately, that things in her life had been really rough, and that she wants to start therapy and work on her issues. Despite her apologies, I told her I need space. This whole situation feels like the last straw. Things between us haven't been great recently, and while I understand people make mistakes, I don't know if I can move past this. I also want to add that she's told me in the past that she was in a physically abusive relationship before, which makes this even harder to process. I feel stuck and unsure what to do. On one hand, I care about her and don't want to dismiss her efforts to fix things, but on the other hand, this feels like a hard line was crossed. Is this something we can come back from, or is the relationship over? You're right, a hard line was crossed. You should break up with her. And yeah, a hard line was crossed and you should break up with her, I would say. I don't want to excuse her actions by saying she was drunk. That's no excuse. No one should ever lay hands on another person, especially your partner. Whether you decide to make it work and stay, that's up to you. I personally would not. I feel like physically hitting somebody is something like once that line is crossed, I feel like it would be an easy way to cross that line again. And I wouldn't want to be put in that situation.